Well, good evening, everybody. Hope your night has gone well so far and your day's gone well so far. We are at game number 32 on the Rockies replay. 32 of 59. Rockies coming to this game 13 and 18. Giants 11 and 21. Starting pitchers Robbie Ray, a left-hander for the San Francisco Giants, and Antonio Sensatella, right-hander. Sensatella on the replay is 1 and 3 with a 4.88 ERA. Robbie Ray has a +2 hold. He's actually a +1 hold, but the catcher Huff is also a +1 hold. Sensatella is a -3. He is a -2 hold and then -1 from Stallings. And I did print this out, so for anybody that's interested, if you want to pause the video or whatever, I guess I could try to hold up here a little closer. These are the stats, the replay stats so far on this replay for the Rockies. And it's a wonder how they won any games at all. They're hitting .232 as a team, and their team ERA is 6.05. So, and they've also struck out 316 times in 31 games. So they're averaging 10 strikeouts a game. So very, very, they're either going to win close games or get blown out, apparently, is pretty much the message here. So anyway, that's what we have. We do have two uncarded players or nameless players for the Rockies hitting back-to-back, Owen Miller at second and Alan Trejo at short. So we'll be just using the same card twice. Giants have all their players carded. So Robbie Ray will get the start for the Giants. He was 11 and 8 with a 3.65 ERA real world. And we'll start things out with Brenton Doyle. And I'll read off the individual stats as the players come up on the replay. Good evening, Brian B. and Dr. D. Good to see all of you. All right, so first up is Brenton Doyle. Doyle is hitting .234 on the replay, 3 homers and 5 runs batted in. On the real season, Doyle hit .233. So the fact he's hitting .234, that's pretty good, I would say. Hello, Kenyon, and hello, Thomas. 5-7, and that is going to be a ground ball second base X, and that is the second baseman Koss. He's a 2E13. 2 and a 6, I think he's okay with that. He is. E13 at second base. He's got to avoid 14, 3, and 18. 14, 3, and 18. Which he does barely with the 13. So Koss will make the play on Doyle, 1 away. That'll bring up Jordan Beck, left fielder. Beck is hitting an even 200. He's 13 out of 65 on the replay, 2 homers and 7 runs batted in. And for everybody who came in late, I do have the stats printed out here, and that's what I'm reading off of. You can always pause if you want to take a closer look at them. All right, so Jordan Beck. A 3-6 for Beck against the left-hander. He's going to ground to short. And that's an easy play for Adames. 2 down. And here's Hunter Goodman. Goodman on the replay is hitting .266, 6 homers and 22 runs driven in. Whoa, that white die got kicked out. Let's try that again. Good evening, Paul. Boy, I'm just missing all over the place, aren't I? Try this again. 3-5. 3-5 against the left-hander is a strikeout to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Rockies as we go to the bottom of the first. And Antonio Sensatella, the starter for the Rockies. In the real season, he was 4 and 15 with a 6.65 ERA. On the replay, again, he's 1 and 3 with a 4.88 ERA. And thank goodness the storms have gone. Not like they were this morning. It was terrible this morning. Thunder boomers all over the place. We had a lot of heavy rain between about 6 and 8 tonight, but looks like it's pretty much passed on now, so shouldn't have any problems. Here is Mike Yastrzemski Yastrzemski is in right field for this one. 6-5, and that's a fly ball to right. That'll be handled by Bouchard. And there's one away for Willie Adames. 4-10, and that's going to be a ballpark single check, 1-11 here at Oracle Park. And that will be a base hit for Adames. Adames could get a lead, but it is a -3 on the hold, so he'd be down to 12. But still, the guy is an asterisk. I usually try to get the lead. 5 or 6. Doesn't get the lead, so it doesn't matter. So here's Jung-Hoo Lee, center fielder. That is a 4-10, left-handed, and that's ground ball first base B. Tolia will get it, throw to shortstop for the force at second, and the return throw not in time. So they get the fielder's choice for out number 2, but now Jung-Hoo Lee is going to try for a good lead, but he needs a 7. Doesn't get it, so he'll hold, and that brings up Matt Chapman, third baseman. 4-8 for Sensatella will be his first walk of the night. Puts runners at first and second, 2 outs. Now a clutch situation for the DH, Wilmer Flores. Flores in the clutch will gain a couple of hits right here, 1-6 and 1-7. But he gets a 2-8 instead, but just still good for him possibly. 1-9 is a home run. 10-20, he flies to right field. And that's gone. A 3-run home run for Wilmer Flores here in the first inning. Opposite field shot. 3-run home run, Wilmer Flores. Giants lead it 3-0. They won this game 4-0 real world. But 3 runs here in the first. And now here's Luis Matos, left fielder. That is a 4-5, and that's a ground ball shortstop X. We're looking at Trejo. He's a 3-17. 3-1. That's going to get through for a base hit. No error, but it will be a base hit. 2-out single for Ramos. And he's going to look to get a lead, but he needs a 6. Only way he can get a good lead, that's a 2, so it's a balk or pass ball. I'm sorry, it's a balk because we're trying to get the lead, so balk rating is only a 2, and that's a 16, so no balk. But it means he can't get the good lead now either, so he will hold. And here is Lamont Wade Jr. That's a 2-12, and that is a low max, but that's the 3rd out of the inning, so no double or triple play. That'll do it, but the 3-run home run by former Met Wilmer Flores gives the Giants a 3-0 lead into the second inning. Robbie Ray will take on Ryan McMahon. And as I get my stat sheet out here and look at McMahon, on the replay, McMahon is hitting .295, 5 homers, 13 runs batted in. That's a 4-5, and that's a fly ball to right. Easy play there for Yastrzemski. 1 away from Michael Tolia. Switch hitting first baseman will bat right-handed in this one. He's been struggling. He's hitting .192 on the replay, 2 homers, and 15 runs batted in. But below the Mendoza line. That's a 4-10, right switch hitter batting right, and that's a strikeout. Second strikeout for Robbie Ray. Brings up Sean Bouchard. Bouchard. You thought Tolia was bad. Bouchard's even worse. He's hitting .104 on the replay. In 48 at-bats, he has 5 hits. The only extra base hit he has is 1 triple. No homers, 2 runs batted in. 3-2 against the lefty. That's a ground ball to short plus injury, but we're not doing injuries, so just a ground out to short to end the inning. And we go to the bottom of the second, still 3-0 Giants. And now backup catcher Sam Huff is going to bat for the Giants. 4-9, and that is going to be an in-home run chance. 1-19, got the power, so most likely it's going to be gone. And Huff does it. Home run Huff is now 4-0 San Francisco. He huffed and he puffed and he blew Sensatella's house down. 4-0. Here's Christian Koss. 4-3, and that's a fly to right. And we're checking Bouchard. He's a 4. 4 and a 7. It's going to be iffy. That may drop. In fact, I'm sure it will. 4 and a 7 does drop for a base hit. His error rating is an E13. He's got to avoid 4, 6, 12, 15, and 17. And 11 is just fine, but it will drop for a base hit for Koss. And Koss is going to look to get a good lead. Yes, Dr. D. Action PC makes it very easy to go to the reports, and it's very, very simple. Let's see here. Christian Koss trying for the lead. He needs a 4 or a 5. And that's a 10, so that's not going to work. So he'll hold, and here comes Mike Yastrzemski. 3-7 for Yastrzemski, and that's a walk. So Sensatella running into some issues, and it might be a long bullpen night for the Rockies. Hello, Darren. And then he, whoa, almost dropped the thing here. Here's Willie Adames. That is a 1-8, and that's a fly to center, 1 away. 1 down for Jung-Hoo Lee. Jung-Hoo Lee. 2-12 for Lee, and that is a single 1 star. It's going to load the bases. So the bases are loaded with 1 out for cleanup hitter Matt Chapman. And the Rockies are playing back for the double play. 1-3, and that's a fly ball left field B question mark. This is a potential sacrifice fly. Koss runs at a 14. You add 2 on the B plus, makes him a 16. It went to left. Beck's a -2, brings it down to a 14. So they're going to send him. 1-14 is a sacrifice fly. And he barely got in there. Stallings is arguing, but the umpire says his foot got in there, and it's going to be a sacrifice fly. Makes it 5-0. 2 outs now for Wilmer Flores, who had that 3-run homer his first time up. And that is a 4-10. And that's a ballpark single check. It's going to be a 1 to an 11. And that is a 5, so it's going to load the bases again. And that'll bring up Matos. Wait a minute, that was Ramos. It should be Ramos, not Matos. Why do I have Matos here? I think I wrote his name down wrong, didn't I? No, I didn't. I had the wrong guy in there. How dare me? Ramos should have been the one batting, not Matos. I don't know how I mixed them up somehow, but I did. So here is Ramos, 4-8, and that's another walk, and that's going to bring home another run. It is now 6-0. Scoring is Yastrzemski, and Lee goes to third, and Flores to second. 9th man to bat in the inning, Lamont Wade Jr., and Sensatella is just about done. They're going to try to get him through 2 innings, and then it will be bullpen city. 1-8, and that's a strikeout to end the inning. That's going to do it for Sensatella. His ERA is going to take a big hit, obviously. He's going to go 2 innings and give up 6 earned runs. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits, coupled with 3 walks and just the 1 strikeout. The last batter he faced was a strikeout. So now the Rockies will have to make the gap with this bullpen. So Jake Bird, and he is one of the few guys that can go 2 innings. So they're going to count on some of these 2-inning guys to eat some innings. So Jake Bird, he's a -3, makes him a -4. One of the benefits of being the visiting team, though, is you only got to cover 8 innings. Assuming you don't make a dramatic comeback. You only have to cover 8 innings, so it's not quite as bad. All right, here's Robbie Ray back out. He'll face Stallings, Miller and Trejo. You can see how bad it is. The the Giants have almost had gone twice through the order, and the Rockies haven't even gone through. They've only gone through 6 batters so far. All right, here is Stallings. Oh, let me give you the numbers on Stallings. He's pretty bad, too. Let's do the bad, then I'll give you his numbers. 111 is in the ground to first base C, so Wade gets it and flips to Ray covering. But Stallings on the replay, hitting 132, no homers, and 6 runs batted in. Now he's probably down to about 130. Here's Owen Miller. Owen Miller has only had a couple of at-bats. He's played one game, had 3 at-bats, and gotten 2 hits. So he's hitting 667, but obviously that's tainted. 5-6, and that's a strikeout there for Robbie Ray. And now we're looking at Alan Trejo, and Trejo is hitting 231 on the replay. No homers, 4 driven in. So 4-7, and that's a strikeout for Robbie Ray. So to say Robbie Ray is dealing would be an understatement, I think. So we go to the bottom of the third. New pitcher will be Jake Bird. Bird 4-2, 5.53 ERA combined with Colorado and New York. In the replay so far, Jake Bird has an ERA of 6.62. He's 0-0 with a 6.62 ERA, 17 2/3 innings, 21 hits, 5 walks, 12 strikeouts. Jake Bird, his job is to eat innings. 6-2, and that's a ballpark blast. It's only a 1-4, though. And that will just be a deep fly to left. 1 away for Christian Koss. Oh, I got to re-roll that because the D20 was there, and we have to have a virgin dice tray. 6-8. 6-8 is a strikeout for Bird. 2 down, and here's Yastrzemski. 1-8 for Yaz, and he pops it up to third, or to first, rather, to the number 3 position player, I meant to say. Pop up to first, easy 1-2-3 inning for Bird. We go to the fourth. Still 6-0 Giants. Robbie Ray has a fatigue of 6. And here comes Brenton Doyle. That is a 4-8 for Doyle, and there goes the no-hitter. 4-8, 1-2 is a triple, 3-20 is a double. And we get a double for Brenton Doyle. And for Doyle, that is his 5th double. He's got 3 home runs. That's his 5th double on the replay. Here's Jordan Beck. 110 lefty, and that's going to be a potential double here. 1-14, single 15-20. That's a single, but it's 2 stars, and that will score the run. So the Rockies finally on the board. Cuts the lead to 6-1 for Jordan Beck. That is his 8th run batted in of the season. Down 6-1. Let's see. You know what? With that +2, they're going to try for the lead. 2 through 6 on 11. 9, he doesn't get the lead. He will hold. So here's Hunter Goodman. 2-9 for Goodman, and that's a strikeout. Strikeout number 5 for Robbie Ray. For Ryan McMahon. 2-6 for McMahon, struck him out. 6 strikeouts. Again, the Rockies averaging 10 strikeouts, a little bit over 10 strikeouts a game. So here's Tolia. 2-9 for Tolia, and that's a strikeout. So Ray comes back and strikes out the side after giving up those 2 hits. We go to the bottom of the fourth. 6-1. Giants still seemingly in control. Bird out for his 2nd inning of work, and he'll be facing Adames, Lee, and Chapman. That's a 6-9, and that's a strikeout for Bird. Here's Jung-Hoo Lee. 410, and that's a fly ball center field X. Center fielder Doyle's a 1. We know he's going to get to it. We're just checking the E3. He has to avoid 3, 16, and 18. And he does. So Doyle makes the play. 2 down for Matt Chapman. Oh, it has. Okay. I thought stuff went west to east, though. I didn't know it went back the other way around. I think it might be a different system. I don't know. I'm not a meteorologist, and I don't play one on TV either. Let's see, 610. 610 is going to be a ground ball third base X. That's McMahon. He's a 1. We know he's going to get to it. E10, he's got to avoid 13, 17, and 18. And 12, he barely does. So nice bit of pitching for Bird. He's going to actually pitch 3 innings because he's only faced 6 batters. So they're going to see if they can't sneak a third inning out of Jake Bird to really eat some innings. And Robbie Ray back out. He'll be facing Bouchard, Stallings, and Miller. And that's a 1-3, and that is a ground ball to third. Everyone plays a meteorologist on YouTube, eh? I thought everybody played Appa Soccer on YouTube and stuff. Maybe not. 610, that's a ballpark single check, 1 to an 11. And that's going to be a fly to center, 2 down. And that'll bring up Owen Miller. My bad, they don't do that. They just walk around the neighborhood and cut corners. 611, that's another ballpark single check, 1 to an 11. And again, it fails. This time's a liner to short, and that will end the inning. I almost titled this video not Appa Soccer instead of calling it Strat-O-Matic, but I didn't. I refrained. But the thought was there. Believe me, the thought was there. All right, here is Wilmer Flores. And Bird in his third inning. .38, and that's going to be a walk to Bird, or from Bird to Flores, rather. Here is Elliot Ramos. I forget the H is silent. Elliot Ramos. Elliot Ramos. That is a 2-8, and that's going to be a 1 to 11 single. Anything else he grounds to first. And that's a 13. It's a first base C, so the runner will advance. Flores will take second base. 1 out for Lamont Wade Jr. Don't know where Rollo is, but we got Lamont right here. 4-4, and that is a catcher X. Catcher X Stallings is a 3. 3 to 19 as a catcher. And that's going to be a G2. So I think I'll have to see if the runner moves up or not. I have to read the G2 line and see if they do or not. There's no error there. So let's look at G2 and see if the runner advances. G2, runner at second, and says right. So right says, where's right? Okay. If the ball hit the shortstop, pitcher, or catcher, C decides. So he can decide to attempt. But I think he only runs as an 8. He's one of the slowest runners in the league. So I don't think attempting would be a smart move. So we will hold him there. 2 away now for Sam Huff. Clutch situation. He will lose a hit on 2-7. And that's a 3-7. So turns out to be a much better opportunity. 1 to 5 is a single. Anything else he grounds to short. And he will ground it to short to end the inning. So that's going to do it. Bird's going to go 3 innings. He will have to have at least 1 game off. But he saved their bullpen quite a bit. He went 3 innings, didn't give up anything but a walk. And he struck out 2. So maybe he should have been the starter. I don't know. But anyway, the Rockies have made it through 5 innings in their pitching. And now they will go to another pitcher that can go 2 innings, Jimmy Herget. He will be the next pitcher. Going to try to get 2 innings out of him if possible. Right now, though, Robbie Ray still with a pretty commanding 6-1 lead. That is true, Brian B. They run the option game more than college football does. All right, here is Trejo. 2-6 for Trejo, and that's a strikeout. One away for Brenton Doyle. Doubled and scored his last time up. 6-9, and he's got a chance for another double, but it's not a good one. 1-3. But he gets the double, so back-to-back doubles for Doyle. And that'll send up Jordan Beck. He had the RBI single last time. 4-11, and that's a ballpark blast, but it's only a 1-4. And that will just be a deep fly to left for out number 2. And now it's Hunter Goodman in the clutch. And Goodman in the clutch against left-handers. Goodman in the clutch against lefties will lose a hit on 3-11. That is a 4-7. It's the ground. I'm sorry, 4-7's up here. It is a strikeout. He's not tired yet, so the strikeout is good. That is strikeout number 9. And so the Rockies are almost at their 10 strikeout average. They still got 3 innings to go to get there. So I don't think that's going to be much of an issue. So here's Jimmy Herget, 1-2 with a 2.48 ERA and no saves. But he can go 2 innings in relief. And on the replay, Jimmy Herget is, let's see here, where are you, Jimmy Herget? Where's your numbers here? Herget, where's your win-loss numbers? There you go. He's no wins, no losses, no saves, a 3.12 ERA. This will be his 10th appearance. 17 in the third inning, 16 hits, 6 runs that were earned. Walked 7, struck out 15. So those are the numbers on Herget. And he'll be facing Christian Koss to lead off the bottom of the 6th. That's a 1-5, and that is a fly to right field, 1 away. Back to Yastrzemski. 2-8 for Yastrzemski, and that's a 1-10 single. Anything else, he lines to second. And that's a base hit for Yastrzemski. Herget is a -2 on his hold. But again, they got asterisks. I usually try for the lead. So 4 or 5. Doesn't get the lead, so it didn't matter anyway. Here's Willie Adames, shortstop. 1-5, and that's a strikeout. 2 down. And Jung-Hoo Lee. 1-7 for Lee. He flies to Doyle in center, and that'll do it. So ever since Sensatella left the game, the Giants have been pretty dormant, but they have a big enough lead where it probably doesn't matter. Robbie Ray back out. This was his fatigue, and he only gave up 1 double, so he's going to try to go 7 innings. He should be able to go 7 innings, I would think. Here's Ryan McMahon. 4-8, and that's a 1-14 double. Anything else, he flies to right. And that's a fly to right, 1 away. For Michael Tolia. 4-7 for Tolia. Switch hitter batting right. That's a strikeout. There's a dot there, but he's not tired yet. And there's the 10th strikeout by the Rockies. They just hit their average. Actually, almost closer to 11, but I think they're right on 10.5 or something like that. Here's Bouchard. 1-3, and that's a ground ball to third. That will end the inning. So Robbie Ray will go 7 solid for the Giants. And they will turn it over to their bullpen for the last 2 innings. And let's see what they did here. He's going to give up just 3 hits and 1 run. He didn't walk anybody, and he struck out 10. I'd say that was pretty dominant. All right, so Herget back out. Will pitch his 2nd inning of work. He'll be facing Chapman, Flores, and Ramos. One-two. 1-2 is a potential strikeout in advance, but in super advance, we come down to the split. 1 to 2 is a single. 3 to 20 lines out. And as they line out to short, 1 away. Brings up Wilmer Flores. 6-10, and that's going to be a ground ball shortstop X. Trejo with 3E17. 3 and 17 is good. And a 12 is no problem, so he makes the play. 2 down for Elliot Ramos. Ramos, a 4-6. And that's 1 to 9 double, 10 to 20 is a single. And that's going to be a double for Ramos. That brings up Lamont Wade. Clutch situation for Wade. And he is actually neutral in the clutch. 6-11, fly ball right field X. We are looking at Bouchard. He's a 4E13. 4 and a 10. Might get lucky, but I doubt it. Nope, 4 and a 10 is a single 2 stars, and that will score the run. Makes it 7-1. And now we're checking for the error. E13, he has to avoid 4, 6, 12, 15, and 17. And a 13, he just got lucky and avoided it. So no error, but it will be a base hit. Scores the run, makes it 7-1. And now Sam Huff, the batter. 4-9, struck him out, and that's going to end the inning. That'll do it for Mr. Herget. He will go 2 innings. Give up the 1 run. Let's see here. Gave up 3 hits, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. And they'll bring in somebody to mop up for the 8th inning. Right now, the Giants are bringing in a new pitcher. Somebody has not pitched yet in the series. And they will go to Tyler Rogers. Right-hander Tyler Rogers. He's a +1, makes him a +2. But he had a good season, 4-6, 198 ERA, despite not having any saves. This shows he went to the Mets later in the year. So these are the numbers combined, Giants and Mets. And he'll be facing Stallings, Miller, and Trejo, although he might have a pinch hitter. Maybe have 2 pinch hitters. I think we're going to have 2 pinch hitters for the Rockies. They're going to bring in Farmer and, well, now the right-hander's in there, actually. They're going to bring in Mickey Moniak. He's going to pinch hit. Moniak the Maniac. He will pinch hit. And let's see what else they want to do with that. He will pinch hit, stay in the game to play right field, and they're going to move Amador. They'll bring him in to play second base and hit in the 6th position. And Farmer will take over will pinch hit and stay in the game to play short. So it's going to be Moniak and Farmer, the first 2 batters after Stallings. So Stallings, Moniak, and Farmer due up. For the Rockies to start things off here in the top of the 8th. That's a 4-9, and that's a ground ball shortstop X. That is Adames. He's a 2. 2 and an 8 is good. We'll check the E17. I think it's 17. Yep. So again, 15, 16, and 17, the only 3 numbers. And 14, he just missed it. So he does make the play. 1 away, and now the first pinch hitter will be Moniak. Moniak the Maniac. We'll get his numbers on the replay. Moniak is hitting .313 on the replay. 5 homers, 21 runs batted in. 4-9, another ground ball shortstop X. Again, Adames a 2. 2 and a 9. He'll get to that. Again, he has to avoid the dreaded 15, 16, and 17, which he does. 2 quick outs, and now here's Farmer. Kyle Farmer. He has not been doing well in the replay. Kyle Farmer is hitting 165 on the replay. 2 homers, 7 runs batted in. 610, that is a fly ball center field X. We're looking at Jung-Hoo Lee. And Lee is a 2. 217 will get to it. E3 in center field. Just has to avoid 3, 16, and 18, which he does just fine, and that's going to do it. So Tyler Rogers pitches the 8th inning. 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom of the 8th, and we'll get our defensive changes. Amador has checked in, and he will bat in the number 6 position behind Tolia. And Bouchard is out of the game. So that's all straightened out. Now we go to the bullpen, and we're going to get, let's see, for the Giants, they're going to bring in their left-hander, Scott Alexander. He has not pitched in a while, so he really needs the work, even though he's terrible. Let's get the numbers on the replay on Alexander, and they aren't pretty. Alexander has an ERA of 18. His whip is 3.375. He's 0-1. This is his 12th game. He's pitched 8 innings, given up 19 hits, 17 runs, 16 earned. He's walked 8, struck out only 1. So about as bad as you can get. So we'll see what he does here against Christian Koss. 7-1 game. Pretty nondescript since the second inning. Let's see, 2-8 for Koss against the lefty, struck him out. So maybe they can improve on Alexander's stats and kind of make him feel good about himself or something. I don't know. 3-8 lefty, pops him up to short. So as long as he can get the results off the batter card, he should be okay. He needs to stay off his own card. That is a 2-5 and struck him out. So he did that. He stayed, all 3 at-bats came off the batter card, and he went 1, 2, 3. So that'll certainly help the cause. We go to the 9th. Last chance for the Rockies. And they will be facing, well, Camilo Doval is the closer, but they're not going to face him, obviously. They're going to go to Ryan Walker. Make sure Walker didn't pitch last game. I don't think he did. No, he didn't. Rivera and Rodriguez. Bivens and Rodriguez pitched yesterday. So Ryan Walker did not pitch in the first game, so he's certainly fresh. 5-7, a 4.11 ERA, and 17 saves for Ryan Walker. And he'll be facing top of the order Doyle, Beck, and Goodman. We will actually get Nick Martini pinch hitting for Beck, though. So Martini will take over for Beck, pinch hitting for him. So it'll be Doyle, Martini, and Goodman. Doyle, Martini, and Goodman. Doyle, Martini, and Goodman. Your scheduled hitters for the Rockies. Trailing at 7-1, top of the 9th. That is a 5-4, and that is a walk. That's the last thing the Giants want, is to start walking guys. And down 7-1, Doyle is not, plus Walker is a -4 hold, which makes him a -3. And down by 6 runs, you're not taking any chances. So he will hold. And here is Nick Martini, the pinch hitter. Look at the numbers on Martini. Martini, let's see here. Martini, let me do this. Use this thing here to kind of isolate Martini. So Martini is hitting 228. If I'm doing this right, 228. No homers, 8 runs batted in 57 at-bats, 13 out of 57. Does have 3 doubles, but no home runs. So Nick Martini, 6'7", lefty. That's a double 1-8, single 9-20, and that's a double 2 stars. Let's put runners on second and third. There's no way we can have a 6-run rally in the 9th inning. But I tell you what, Camilo Doval has started light tossing in the Giant bullpen just in case, their main closer. Here's Hunter Goodman. The infield, of course, is back. They need outs. 5-3, and that's a ballpark single check. 1 to an 11 would be a base hit. And that's a 12, so he just missed it. And that will be a line out to short, one away for Ryan McMahon. McMahon, 5'8", left-handed. Ground ball, second base X. That's Koss, a 2E13. 2, he'll get to it, E13. And a 12 at second base. Let's make sure it's not an error. E13. Nope, 14 is the error. So with a hit to the middle of the infield, the run will score. Going to third is Martini on the 4-3 ground out. But now they're 2 away. And Michael Toglia, the last one up. Amador is on deck. See if Toglia can keep the game going. It is still technically by rule a clutch situation. So Toglia actually is neutral in the clutch. That is a 6-10. Switch hitter batting left-handed. 6-10. Ground ball shortstop X. We're looking at Adamas. He's a 2E17. 2 and a 5. Should get to that no problem. 2 and a 5 is a G3 pound, but he wasn't holding anybody on, so he's fine there. Got to avoid 15, 16, and 17. And he does, and there's your ball game. Rockies get a run in the ninth, but it's not nearly enough. And the Giants win this one by the score of 7-2. Walker goes 1 inning, gives up a hit, a run, and a walk. So the Rockies 2 runs on just 4 hits. I don't think there was an error on either team in this game. Giants 7 runs, 9 hits. So the Giants won the games 4-0 real world. They won it here 7-2. Sensatella will take the loss. He's going to drop to 1-4. Robbie Ray gets the win, no save. San Francisco improves to 12-21. Rockies drop to 13-19 after 32 games. As we look ahead to tomorrow's game, when teams bat around, I just change the column number up here and make it the next number over. That's all I do. Let me look at the game coming up here tomorrow night from San Francisco. There are 4 games to be played in the series. We've played 2 of them. So tomorrow night and Friday night will finish out the series. Let's see who the pitching matchup is going to be for the rest of the series. Game 3 will pit Bradley Blaylock. He is being called up from the minors again. He will come in to make a start. He will face Jordan Hicks of the Giants. And in the final game of the series on Saturday, I guess it would be Saturday. I'm sorry, Friday. It would be Friday. It'll be German Marquez against Mr. Webb, the ace pitcher of the Giants, Ryan Webb. I'm sorry, Logan Webb. So Jordan Hicks and Logan Webb are going to start the next 2 games for the Giants. So that's going to do it from here. It wasn't exactly the most exciting game in the world, but, hey, you're not going to all have, thrilling comebacks and everything. Some are just going to be kind of drab games, I call them. And this was kind of like one of those. But you get those sometimes. But look, on the bright side, it's better than Napa soccer. So that's one bright spot. All right, so that's going to do it from here. Hope you enjoyed your Wednesday. Hope your Thursday goes well for you. Of course, tomorrow morning, rather, I should say. Well, it is Thursday morning. Tomorrow morning it is Thursday morning. But 9:15-ish, somewhere in there, we're going to have the Tigers and the Mariners from the Kingdom. It'll be Dan Petrie against Mark Langston. That'll be the game on Thursday. And Friday's game is Milwaukee at California, and that'll finish out the week of July the 5th. All right, so that's going to do it from here. Till next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play. however you choose to play it, and we will see you all down the road.